Thank you, Maddie. Welcome, everyone. This is Audra Agajanian with the Cadmus Group, and our presentation today focuses on the Portfolio Manager tool developed by EPA for its Energy Star program. Make sure I got my slides going. Here we go. Energy Star is a voluntary partnership offered by EPA, and there's no cost to join Energy Star or to use the Portfolio Manager tool. Becoming an Energy Star partner has many benefits. It's a proven program based on the experiences of all the partner organizations. Energy Star is a trusted brand that is recognized by most customers, and the Energy Star brand adds legitimacy to organizations that are aligned with it. The Energy Star framework and associated promotional material can help you communicate your energy management plans and progress, and secure support from your employees, management, and customers. The agenda for today's webinar has three main topics. First, we'll spend about 10 minutes reviewing background material, and then we'll spend about 40 minutes doing a live demonstration of the Portfolio Manager tool. We'll have about 10 minutes at the end for questions and answers. So please place any questions you have, just as Maddie said, in the chat at any time during the webinar. First, I want to provide some background information on the potential energy and cost savings for the water and wastewater treatment facilities. Energy use in water and wastewater services accounts for 1.8% of national energy consumption, with 1% of that being drinking water and 0.8% of that being wastewater. Water and wastewater services also produce 45 million tons of greenhouse gas emissions per year and are the largest energy consumers of municipal governments. Energy use is expected to increase by 20% in the next 15 years. And some of that increase is because advanced treatment technologies such as membrane filtration can be energy intensive. Also, if you need to add a new treatment process to an existing facility, you may at times need to add a pumping step between the processes, which will increase your energy use. The term clean energy refers to energy sources that do not pollute the atmosphere when used, as opposed to oil and coal, which do pollute the atmosphere. There are many different clean energy opportunities at water and wastewater treatment facilities. An energy management program can have three different elements: energy efficiency, energy recovery, and energy generation. These terms are used frequently and are often misunderstood, so I wanted to first explain what they mean. Energy efficiency refers to reducing the energy requirements while achieving the required energy output. In other words, using energy in an optimized manner. When you undertake a project to replace aging infrastructure, you can select new components that are more efficient than the older models, or you could choose to replace existing equipment before it reaches the end of its service life in order to install premium efficiency motors, better sensors for dissolved oxygen, or new controls that help you reduce energy usage. For example, a variable frequency drive can be installed to vary the frequency and voltage supplied to the electric motor so that you can optimize operating practices and reduce electrical usage. Energy recovery at wastewater facilities typically refers to recovering heat from wastewater effluent or capturing the methane gas and reusing it. On-site clean power generation typically refers to solar or wind energy generation systems that are installed at your water or wastewater facility. Net zero energy is a term for facilities that produce as much power as they consume over the course of a year. So one example of a net zero energy wastewater facility is a wastewater treatment plant in Gresham, Oregon. They reduced monthly energy bills from $50,000 to $0 over the course of 10 years, from 2005 to 2015. First, they installed a biogas generator in 2005, and then solar panels in 2010. In 2012, they started accepting restaurant waste with high levels of fats, oils, and grease, and this doubled the production of their biogas. The utility manager said their approach could be easily replicated by other systems and that there was no secret formula. The Energy Star program provides multiple pathways for you to either engage in energy efficiency efforts for the first time or improve your existing energy management program. You may want to use Energy Star materials to improve how you communicate with customers or to better track your progress in meeting internal goals. To get to the Energy Star website, you can just use this link or just type energystar.gov. These slides will be sent to you after the webinar, so you'll have the link. This slide illustrates how the recommended approach to energy management is an iterative approach. The first step is to get senior management in your utility to make a commitment to the program. You can't successfully implement an energy management program without management support for staffing and resources. Then the next step is where the portfolio manager tool comes into play to establish the baseline of energy usage for your current operations through a process called benchmarking. In this step, you will also identify your goals for energy efficiency, reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, or energy cost savings. Then, after you've identified your goals, you need to develop an action plan, which outlines the approach to meet each goal. And after you implement the action plan and start meeting your goals, remember to take the time to recognize staff that has been instrumental in achieving those goals. After your initial action plan has been put into place, it is time to reassess your goals and perhaps develop new goals or start the process again. The benchmarking step to assess performance and set goals, again, is where a portfolio manager tool comes into play. The portfolio manager tool is an excellent benchmarking tool. Benchmarking involves monitoring or measuring various parameters to establish your current conditions. For an energy management program, the monitoring parameter or metric may be your current electrical usage or the dollar amount of your electric bill. By establishing the current condition, you can then compare or benchmark your improvements in energy management by continuing to monitor electrical usage or the dollar amount of your electric bill or any other metric. Many studies have shown that benchmarking and tracking energy usage metrics are an important part of your energy management program. The two examples shown on this slide illustrate this point based on an EPA analysis of more than 30,000 buildings that tracked energy consumption in Portfolio Manager from 2008 to 2011. The graph on the top shows a 7% decrease in energy use from 2008 to 2011, and the graph on the bottom shows a 6-point increase in the Energy Star performance score generated by Portfolio Manager for the same time period, 2008 to 2011. These types of graphs can be used to communicate with your customers or your governing board to gain support for new capital improvement projects designed to further reduce energy costs. Also, when your staff see their hard work and the ideas translate into cost savings, they'll feel more empowered and committed to future improvement efforts. The Portfolio Manager tool can be used to track energy and water usage over time. Plus, it can help you manage and track various waste streams and cost information. Similar to any other tool where you need to input data, the tool is only as valuable as the quality of your data. It is important to take the time and necessary steps to ensure that you are using accurate and reliable data. This slide states that Portfolio Manager can be used to apply for Energy Star certification, but please note that this certification is only available for buildings and not for water and wastewater treatment plants. You may be wondering why wastewater treatment plants are not eligible for certification. When EPA analyzed the survey data that they're currently using for their regression model to develop performance scores, EPA felt that the additional drivers of energy use may not have been captured fully by the data. EPA has determined that the model as is a very important step for the industry, providing a fixed metric that can help you assess performance over time while normalizing for key changes in weather and operational conditions, like influent and effluent BOD changes. Also, Portfolio Manager has many other useful metrics for wastewater treatment plants. Portfolio Manager offers hundreds of different metrics, so you can select metrics that are the most meaningful to your facilities and your goals. For example, in the category of greenhouse gas emissions, there are several metrics available, including direct and indirect emissions, total emissions, and avoided emissions. Kudret will be showing you later in this presentation how you can use some custom reports to summarize trends with various metrics that might be most useful to water and wastewater treatment plant operators and managers. For wastewater facilities, an energy performance scoring system is available in Portfolio Manager. After you enter data into the tool, such as energy use and flow and basic data about your facility, you will get a performance score between 1 and 100. The scoring system for wastewater plants is based on a national survey data collected under the Water Research Foundation project. Survey data were collected from a statistically representative sample of wastewater treatment plants of various sizes, types, and locations across the country. The survey data included information on flow, volumes, treatment processes, influent and effluent quality using biochemical oxygen demand, as well as monthly energy use and cost data. After receiving the survey back from wastewater utilities, the project team developed a regression model to predict energy use based on flow rate. The ratio of your specific energy use per flow rate to the predictive energy use per flow rate from the regression model gives you your performance score. This approach is similar to the approach used to develop the Energy Star performance scoring system for buildings. So the performance score is on a scale of 1 to 100. If your plant achieves an energy performance score of 50, it performs better than 50% of all similar wastewater facilities nationwide. If you achieve an energy performance score of 75, your plant is performing better than 75% of all similar wastewater facilities nationwide. EPA considered developing a performance score for drinking water systems, but there were too many variables in the original survey data, particularly related to drinking water distribution systems. Instead, users can compare their energy use per average daily flow to a national median value. There are many ways that you can assess energy performance using Portfolio Manager, and here is a list of some of the common performance metrics that are available in the tool. An important one is EUI, or energy use intensity. For water and wastewater treatment plants, this is the energy used per unit of flow treated. Some programs measure energy use per pound of BOD removed. That's another common one. But when the survey was done to set up the score, researchers found that energy use correlated more with their flow in the data. This and the next slide mention a couple of other performance metrics. You will receive a copy of the slides at the end of the presentation, so I won't read you through each one of the metrics. It's there too. Portfolio Manager data gathered from 2008 to 2013 of 698 wastewater treatment plants benchmarking trends in energy and water consumption showed a median energy use intensity, or EUI, of 10 kBTUs per gallon per day. The data ranged from less than 5 EUI to over 50 EUI. The trends showed that energy consumption is correlated with the magnitude and type of pollutant load and the treatment methods and technologies used. For example, plants that have more influent BOD use more energy on average. Also, plants that use nutrient removal have, on average, a higher EUI. More information from that data can be found if you follow the link on this slide. And remember, the slides will also be sent to you after the webinar. Portfolio Manager has several reporting templates to help with energy tracking at water and wastewater facilities. You can select a template based on your audience for the report. So a summary report would be for plant managers and mayors, giving them an overview from energy cost, energy use, greenhouse gas emissions, and progress towards your goals. Then there'd be a standard report, which could provide detail on energy use intensity by fuel type, electricity, natural gas, or fuel oil, and national average values to help operators identify energy efficiency opportunities. And then there's the evaluation report, and it includes facility data and information about energy products to help states and associations evaluate energy use at multiple plants, identify opportunities for improvement, and recognize achievements. So now we're ready to move on to the live demonstration of Portfolio Manager. I'm going to hand my screen over to my associate Kudret to walk you through with the live demonstration. Here you are, Kudret. All right, did that work over to you, Kudret?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was talking while while muted. Sorry about that. Hello, everyone. This is Kudret Utevay with ICF. I'll be doing the live demonstration today. Unfortunately, our other usual presenter is not feeling well today, so he asked for my help to cover this for him. So let me share my screen. So I'll be doing the live demo today. Audra, would you please confirm if you're seeing my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Perfect. Let me move this away. All right. So I'll probably take about 35, 40 minutes to do the live demonstration. But along the way, I would like to give you a little bit information about how to find Portfolio Manager if you don't know. So I'm under energystar.gov. When you get to this page, go to commercial buildings. You can either click that link, or if you would like to read more about Portfolio Manager and what benchmarking is, you can also come here. The first step is to have an account. If you have an account, you can enter your username and password in these fields, and you will log into your account. If you do not have an account, then you are free to create your own account by clicking Create Account link on that page. And all of these links that I'm sharing will be in the slide sets that will be sent to you after this webinar. So you don't have to rush to take notes on what URL I'm clicking on. This is the create an account page. You need to come up with a username and password and fill in the simple form. I'm scrolling down very slowly so you can see. Then once you're done entering your basic contact information and entering your organization, Sarah, you click this I'm not a robot checkbox, and then once that's approved, click Create My Account button at the bottom. Please note that there are some conditions for passwords. Once you enter this information, please take a note on the side because sometimes the form will not be filled accurately. It will ask you for additional information. Every time you enter that new info, password will be deleted. So I have seen a lot of people forgetting their passwords because they have to enter a new piece of information that they missed. Uh, for username, if you're working for an organization, I would strongly recommend that you pick a username that will reflect your organization rather than yourself. But of course, you can use your own name as your username as well. So once done, you click Create My Account. I'll click Cancel. I don't want to create another account. And it will take you here, and then you will be asked to enter your username and password again. And then click Sign In. The first time you sign into your account, you will be at My Portfolio view here. This is where a list of all of your buildings will be once you benchmark all of them. As you can see, I have a lot of buildings here. I'm not the owner of those buildings. People share their information with me for troubleshooting purposes from time to time. To align this session with the current audience, I also created a wastewater facilities group. You can create a group by clicking Add, Edit, Delete Groups link here. And then dump all of your treatment water, drinking water, or wastewater treatment plants into this folder. You can also create uh, different views. I have, for example, a wastewater treatment plant view. When I click refresh metrics, it's going to take a few seconds, but it will pull relevant information for your drinking water and wastewater treatment plants, including site energy use intensity, source energy use intensity, and then weather normalized source energy use intensity in kBTUs per gallons of water treated per day. Let's go take a look at the top. It says, welcome, Cute Bay. That's my initial and my last name. That's my username, basically. Uh, Account settings are the settings that information that you entered when you created your building, and you can also reset your password in this area. So you will see all the information you entered when you first created the account. If you want to, for example, transfer this account to someone else, you can always come here change the contact information and pass it over to the next person. If you want to change the password, here's where you do it. Notifications. These are notifications that you will receive from your connected contacts, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. If, for example, someone sent you a connection request, and it works very similar to connection requests in social media accounts. Someone would like to connect with you, they search you under contacts, send you a connection request. Unless you accept those requests, they will not show up in your contact lists. I have no incoming requests at this point, but it seems like I did send a couple outgoing requests, either to connect with someone or to share, for example, a reporting template that I created, and this person probably would really like it. And then there are some notices. Sorry, it's being a little bit slow today, even though it says 42. Okay, I have no notices here. Oh, there we go. It just takes a little bit of time. So these are just share requests. It keeps track of everything that came my way or I sent to other folks. For the Energy Star notifications, this is also an important area. If Energy Star would like you to know anything about changes to Portfolio Manager or the building you're benchmarking, the plant that you're benchmarking is in a zip code, and utility company serving that zip code actually provides energy use data directly into your portfolio manager account. We call those web services. You will see a list of those notifications in under Energy Star notifications link here. Let's go into contacts. Sorry, it's a little bit slow. I wonder if it's my internet. Let's go into contacts. So this is a list of all of my contacts that I have connected or sent a connection request. Like this one, for example, is still pending, for example, but I have a lot of connections. If you would like to connect with someone, let's search for Audra. All right, it's a little bit slow. So basically, you either enter the name of the contact in question or their email address. It should both work in this area. If the contact is already in your contact list, they will show up here. If not, it's supposed to show you on the right-hand side where uh, uh, the name of that contract, their organization, and next to it there will be a connect button. I apologize, my internet is probably acting up. Yeah, I have 5G connection right now. Let's try again. So I clicked search. It's looking into the results right now. There we go. So I have two Blake Martins. If you know which one, you can click the connect button to connect with your contact. What this does is that this will send an automated message to Blake, and unless Blake accepts, we will not be connected. Well, the major advantage of connecting with someone is you will be able to share buildings with that person, with that account, or you will be able to share report templates, not your data necessarily. You can share your data too. When you share your building, you can allow other folks to review the benchmarking data you entered. And then once you accept the connection request, then you two are connected, and at that point you can start sharing properties or report templates. Help is pretty obvious. We have a lot of good resources. After so many years supporting Energy Star program, I still go to FAQs. because they're continuously updated. Whenever we have a new question that is asked, often we try to update the library here. You can read out the glossary terms, any term that we use in Portfolio Manager that you're not familiar with, or you would like to learn how EPA's Energy Star program describes something certain, for example, gross floor area. In Portfolio Manager, gross floor area is from outside walls of a building, but when you speak with anyone in the commercial real estate sector or residential sector too, they will tell you most of the time the usable floor area of a building. So you may want to visit these pages whenever you have questions. And if you cannot find what you're looking for, you can always click Ask a Question link to ask questions to the technical support team. Let's go to Portfolio page again. So there are two major steps that I would like to give you during this demo, and I would like you to learn those and take it away with this from this session today. First one is adding a property and letting Portfolio Manager know what type of property you are benchmarking. It starts with add a property. The first drop down is for you to select property type. On my keyboard, I am clicking W to get to wastewater treatment plant. You can also do drinking water. I don't know the mix of audience today. I'll do a wastewater treatment plant today. And even though many, probably all treatment plants, both wastewater and drinking water plants, they may look like large campuses, but in Portfolio Manager, we benchmark them as a single structure. So you don't have to divide your treatment plant into smaller pieces where you have smaller buildings in one corner and the main admin building on the other side. Do not waste your time. Just select one and benchmark that whole site as a single property. And at the bottom here, if you're playing around with Portfolio Manager to learn, then please check the test property. That's what I'm going to do because I will use dummy data. If you're benchmarking your actual treatment plant, please select existing. And this is for my test property for about 20 space types. You can actually benchmark existing property, or you can benchmark the design before you even go into construction stage. So in this case, I'm benchmarking an existing dummy wastewater treatment plant. You click Get Started, and you will be asked some questions. So I'll call this test wastewater plant. I don't know how many of these I have. I'll just say 11. And then this plant will be located in the United States. Oh, actually, I'll just select this. The address for this dummy plant is 123 Benchmark Street in Arlington, Virginia. Year built, let's say 1960. Floor area. Before I go in there, I would like to mention that anytime you see blue font, you move your mouse over it and a little pop-up will tell you what that variable means. If the information you see in that little box is not enough, you can always click and it will take you to the glossary definition. You will be able to read the full definition. So anywhere you see those blue fonts, you will be able to directly go into glossary. For treatment plants, unlike commercial properties, floor area is not used to calculate energy use intensity. Energy use intensity for treatment plants is measured in energy used divided by amount of water treated per day. So you can enter the actual floor area, or enter 1 square foot, it's not going to make a difference in calculations that will make sense for treatment plants. I will assume no, excuse me, irrigated area. And occupancy is also not affecting treatment plants either. This is mostly used for office properties. EPA would like to make sure that if somebody's benchmarking an office space uh, and apply for Energy Star certification, they would like to make sure that the office is energy efficient because it is truly efficient, not because people are not in that building. So if this number goes below 50 or 55%, I can't remember off the top of my head, that building is not going to be eligible for certification, for example. If your treatment plant is in a jurisdiction where you may have a benchmarking or building performance mandate, you need to enter standard IDs for that uh, for uh, for that city, town, county, district, state, province, or there may be some other um, standard IDs that you may need to pick. In this case, let's say we don't have one in Arlington. That's what I entered as my address. So I'll just pick, it doesn't matter what I pick here, but please you make sure that you enter the right information. And you need to get your building ID from your jurisdiction, whatever it is, you have to enter that information. You can enter more than one. For example, in California, there are several cities that have their own mandates. And in addition to that, California state also has its own mandate. So you may need to pick if your plant is located in California, for example, or Colorado, another example, or Washington state. You need to pick the city town ID, enter it, the state ID, enter that information here. And in some cases, maybe your building, you're leasing it to General Services Administration, for example, you may need to enter that information in this area as well. The next in line is, do any of these apply? My energy consumption includes parking areas. To save us time, I will not check, but what this does is that it will open up an additional field for you to fill in for your parking areas. Parking areas could be open, semi-enclosed, or fully enclosed parking areas. Or if you have an administrative office space, you can also check this checkbox. But again, for treatment plants, both drinking water and wastewater treatment plants, you don't have to check this. You don't have to separate office space. You can do parking area, that's for sure. But think about your properties, your administrative office building, your pump houses, whatever else you may have. Just think all of those as a single property. Don't separate it. It's going to waste your time. And you click continue. Now, that's the information I just entered. And I'm about to complete my first step. Portfolio manager asking me plant specific questions. Now I'm going to cheat and get my numbers here. So my plant design for my dummy building is 20. And then average, let me enter this, 20 million gallons per day. If you're located in Canada, you can also pick cubic meters per day as your unit. Um, average influent biological oxygen demand for my dummy building, it's going to be 300. Effluent BOD will be 4. And I think I picked no and yes. Trickling filtration process, if you have it, pick yes. If you don't, pick no, please. And this is in my dummy building, I also have the nutrient removal. I would strongly discourage using default values. You could actually use these default values, but I would strongly recommend that you actually find out your actual value and enter that. If you use default values, these values come from a survey of several wastewater treatment plants, it may not reflect the actual numbers for your building. So when that's the case, the outcome, the metrics portfolio manager calculate for you will also be skewed. So I would strongly discourage not using default values, unless of course you're playing around. Click add property. So I am done with first step. So I entered the physical address and gross floor area. And then I also entered plant flow design rate, BOD values, and answered all the other questions. So the first step is completed. When I complete that first step, this is what I would see. And at the top, you will see, congratulations, you have successfully created your property. Now, I'm still missing information, right? I have no metrics calculated up here and no metrics calculated down here. Now, this is a good quality assurance, quality control measure. Whenever you see NA or not available, just click that. Portfolio Manager will tell you what may be wrong with your property. And it looks at your data, and it's an awesome data quality assurance tool for you. Of course, this tells me that I have no energy managers, and that's because I have not come to that step yet, because that's going to be my second step. We finished first one. Let's take a look at this screen a little bit. So we have the summary view. Once we add the energy meter, flow meter and energy meters, we're going to start seeing uh, values here. As you can see, um, there are some numbers here, and those numbers for treatment plants do not make sense. As I mentioned before, energy use intensity is not measured in kb2 per square foot for treatment plants. We can actually tailor Portfolio Manager by clicking Change Metrics, uncheck whatever we don't want to see here. I'll keep cost, and then I'll go into energy performance metrics and find units that are right for my property type. For example, most of the time, besides Energy Star score for wastewater treatment plants, site EUI is important. I'll include that. And we also have the median site EUI. I would like to see those, for example, in my view. Note that you have up to 7 fields you can include in your view. And as you can see, it changed to kb2 per GPD. That's gallons per day treated for both site energy use intensity and national median site EUI. Let's scroll down a little bit. You can create some custom intensity metrics if needed. Data quality checker, very good tool. Please use this if you see any issues with any of your buildings, not these plants. You can pick a year ending date from the menu here, and then click Run Checker. Of course, it will tell me that I have no energy meters, I have no flow meters, because it can detect that I'm benchmarking a treatment plant, and treatment plants require a plant flow meter. And then these are critical errors, right? They're red with exclamation mark. You have to address these to get some metrics calculated. For others, like water meters or waste and materials meters, they're optional. It's up to you to create a meter and keep track of your water or your recycling materials, for example. Let's go back to the plant. Under Details tab, some of the basic information I entered at the beginning of the training shows up here. This floor area, for example, has to align with this floor area here. If they don't, you will see an exclamation mark. Exclamation mark will tell you where the issue might be. In this case, I know that they're equal, so that's not an issue. But if there was something wrong, I could click Edit and change this value. Or I could click Edit here and see, I'm seeing that the exclamation mark is right there. When I click the exclamation mark, it tells me that, yeah, I'm missing my plant flow meter. So that's the next step. Let's go into it and create one. The other information here, if you're working with a service provider, you can add your service provider in this area. And then meter summary, I don't have any flow meters right now, but I'm about to create one. So please pay attention to how I add this meter. It's going to be very similar across all meter areas, including energy, water, waste, and materials. So we're going to follow the similar process. I'll show you how to add a flow meter first. So how many meters I'm creating? Just one. I'll keep it uh, as average influent flow meter, and then click Get Started. Here, you need to insert information to whatever makes sense for you. Meter name, it's a free-for-all field. You can change this if you would like. I think the default values for my purposes. This is the average influent flow meter. Units, I'm going to enter them in millions of gallons per day. Or for Canada, you can pick cubic meters per day. And then start date. Before this, I actually created a flow meter. So it's 1/1/2020. I'll enter 1/1/2020 as my date. Um, if you want to create some custom IDs to keep track of this flow meter, you can create one, but I truly see no reason why you would need those fields. They're mostly used for submeters, for larger buildings with, I don't know, 30 different meters. Uh, when this meter becomes inactive and you want to create another meter, you can also inactivate this. Right now, this is checked, meaning this flow meter is in use. As soon as I uncheck this, this inactive meter date will be active. You need to enter the inactivation date. So I'll just keep it checked and then click Create Meter. This is what the meter view looks like. The first thing you need to do is click to open up the first entry date. There are several ways to do this. You can either use a manual method that I'm going to show you today. Basically go into each field that you see on the screen and enter the information manually. If you are going to enter a lot of information like 2 years, 10 years, 20 years of data, it's really up to you. There's no limit there. I would recommend using the single spreadsheet method. That will save you a lot of time. So I'm hoping that you're keeping track of your flow data in a spreadsheet somewhere. If you download the single meter spreadsheet, it will look something like this. All you need to do is copy your information and paste it in this spreadsheet. And when you do the copy paste, please paste it as values rather than people usually like to do cut and paste. When you do cut and paste or copy direct paste, it will bring a lot of formatting issues. And in some cases, it may actually render the spreadsheet useless. You may have to re-download it.
Excuse
So
me,
all,
Kujat. It's
yes.
still only showing the web page. I think it's not showing the Excel.
Oh, okay, so let me stop sharing and then share my screen. My apologies. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I think this is something that I will need to keep changing. Um, so you should be seeing the spreadsheet right now.
Yes,
Audra,
thanks.
please do let me know when I switch the screen. I want to make sure that my audience sees the new spreadsheet.
Okay.
Thank you. So this is what the simple upload spreadsheet looks like. This works for 1 meter at a time only. There are other spreadsheets that you can create to upload to upload data for multiple plants for multiple years at the same time and for multiple meters, including electricity, natural gas, and whatever else you're using. So once you fill this out, you could go back to Portfolio Manager. And Audra, am I still sharing Portfolio Manager?
It shows the Excel still.
Okay, so that means I could not figure it out. I'm clicking Share
Yeah,
Content.
I can help out here. Yeah, when you do share content, you'll want to do screen this. It's on the left-hand side, either screen 1, screen 2, rather than
Ah,
the actual specific
okay.
window.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maddie.
Yep.
All right, now it should be fixed.
Portfolio
You should be
Manager.
seeing Portfolio Manager, yes. So once you fill out the spreadsheet, you can click Choose File, find wherever you saved your file, and then click Upload, and that data will be uploaded. But this upload data, I find it sometimes dangerous because you click it once, Portfolio Manager waits to upload the data into its own database. And sometimes we get impatient and click upload again. That could sometimes mean that your spreadsheet will be uploaded twice or 3 times. I have seen people uploading the same data like up to 3, 4 times at a time. So click it once, let it sit until you see the data populated here. Or there's a magic. Once you have the spreadsheet populated, and I'll bring up the spreadsheet that I populated prior to this, you can select your data, not including the headers. Just start from A2, and I am not going to include, the additional columns. Hold on 1 second. So you select this data, you copy it, go back into Portfolio Manager, select the very first cell, and paste it in there. And give it a second. Boom, your data is going to be here. So you don't have to worry about clicking uh, the choose file, wait for it, and risk clicking that upload button. Depending on how many times you click, it will keep adding the same data, and then you will start seeing issues like gaps or overlaps in your data set. And once you are done, you click continue, and your flow meter has been entered. Here it is. If I want to add additional information, I could click here, come here, add another entry, use the spreadsheet method. It's really up to you. At the top, we have the basic meter information here. Here's the still in use checkbox that I showed you when I first created this meter. If you uncheck this, you will need to enter meter became inactive date. So you can activate, inactivate meters using this area. So I didn't make any changes. Let's go back. So the first step completed now. I created my plant. I added use details, and I also added my flow meter. These are considered space attributes. Now, the last step that I would like you to walk away with is to create an energy meter to tell Portfolio Manager how much energy this treatment plant is using. The process is exactly the same as what I showed you with the flow meters. Click Add Meter with one step actually difference. I'll show you what it is. For demo purposes, I'm only including one grid purchased electric meter. But if you have on-site solar panels or wind turbines, you can definitely create those. Or if you're using any other fuel types, like propane or fuel oil number 2 for your diesel for your generators, you can create all meters at once. In this case, I'm creating only one. And click Get Started. You will recognize the screen. It looks pretty much the same. I could actually change if I realize I picked the wrong fuel type, for example, I could change it using this drop-down menu. I am using, in the US, we typically use kWh for electricity. And the meter name actually, since this is a utility meter, I would strongly suggest that you put in the unique meter ID that you have on your utility bills. So next time you come here with a PDF, you know which meter you need to go and enter that information precisely. And the meter became active. I'll keep that exactly the same as the flow meter I created. And then click Create Meter. Now this is also pretty much the same field. You click Add Entry, and then you can either start typing them in. You can download a simple spreadsheet, populate it, and upload it, or use the magic that I showed you before. And I also have another tab here that gives me my dummy data for this one. You click all of your data once it's populated, and this one has probably more than five years or so. You copy that information, go back into Portfolio Manager, select that very first cell, paste it. This is definitely much better than typing one by one, which is going to be open for errors. You will have gaps, overlaps, mistyped things, and then you're going to have to come back here and troubleshoot those. Save yourself time. Do your QA in Portfolio Manager rather than in Portfolio Manager. Do your QA for this data in Excel spreadsheet rather than in Portfolio Manager. Depending on your connection, it may actually be time consuming to do those in here directly. And then you click Continue. So we, for these training sessions, introduce errors. So Portfolio Manager is warning me that I have data points that may have gaps or overlaps. I'll click Continue, and I'll go back in that meter and show you another QA opportunity. So here I have a new screen compared to the flow meter creation, which will not have this one. If you have more than one energy meter, you're going to see the list, full list here. In some cases, you may have a master meter that provides energy to the whole site. In addition to that, you may have sub-meters for your specific equipment like pumps. If you want to keep track of energy use from those sub-meters, you can still enter them in Portfolio Manager and keep track of them. But please make sure that you do not include them in the metric calculations. If, for example, this was a sub-meter, I would uncheck this and check all of the other meters I have that will contribute to the total energy consumption of my treatment plant. So this is an important point. If you have sub-meters, don't check them because you may be double counting because that information, that data is maybe already captured in your main meter. And then here, I'm affirming that this meter accounts for the total energy consumption for my dummy plant. And then go down here and apply selection. Now I am done calculating, entering my data. So the two steps, please do not forget. Create your property, add the space details such as BOD and trickle filtration or nutrient removal. and then create your plant meter, and then enter at least one electric meter. Now you will notice at the top, I'm seeing these large numbers, and sure enough, they are in kBtu per square foot. We can change that because kBtu per square foot is typically used for commercial and residential buildings. It doesn't make sense for drinking water, wastewater treatment plants. So I'm going to change that metric into something that will make sense for my treatment plants. I could pick Energy Star score, or I could pick site energy use intensity and then click select metric. Now, it gives me an error. This is probably the error that Portfolio Manager warned me about on their energy meter. Let's click here and see what the error is. All right. So it says that my meter does not have full 12 months of data. And the issue is between 6/1/2022 and 5/21/2023, and it is my influent flow meter. And then I also have some gaps here. Let's go to that meter, flow meter, by clicking the link there. So this starts from 2020. My active date is 2020, and the flow meter is 2022. Let me change this to 2022. If I don't have the flow prior to 2022, then it doesn't make sense to keep it at that level. You can, Portfolio Manager will still calculate metrics, but starting after whenever your flow meter entries start. Let me save that. Hold on one second, actually. I'm not, don't save. Let me go back again and see where my meter entries start. I think 1/1/2020 was right. Okay, it is right. Let's go back then. And okay, here we go. Under energy meter, I saw that exclamation mark. Let's go into the meter. It's loading. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I was meaning to show you this yellow here. So in this meter, I have data that goes beyond when I added the date the meter became active date. So my best practice usually is I pick the first date in the data set, and I usually add that as my beginning date, or add another date that goes, I don't know, 10 years before my first meter date entry happened. So I clicked save. All right, so there's another error that we saw initially. Let me refresh my screen so that yellow area is refreshed as well. Perfect. So it seems like we have fixed all of the issues. I would like to show you one more, and then I will be almost done. One more QA issue. For example, when you're entering your data, let's say you left like 3-4 days gap. And then let's click save. So I created that error so you can see it should be updating the page soon. There we go. So when you have a gap or overlap, Portfolio Manager will let you know at the very top. And then it will also mark precisely where you need to be. So if I go in here and fix that date, and then click save. There we go. It says, congratulations. So whenever you see the screen congratulating you. You're in good shape. Let's go back to the test property summary page. All right, in a moment ago, I tried to find those yellow highlighted areas. Fortunately, it didn't load. Let's go back into that meter and give it a little bit of time this time so we can fix that issue. Unless it's something large. So portfolio manager is taking its time. All right, so the gap is huge actually, so maybe I should take out those 2023 numbers. But you see the idea. Let me see if this updated. Okay, so it seems like this data is fine, but I'm not seeing the yellow pop up. So my apologies for the internet issues. We should probably not upload the recording for this session. Next time I'll check my internet before I start any session. So let me go back to my portfolio and open up one of the other demo buildings that I created in the past. This seems like it has relatively more recent data. Actually, this one looks better. Yeah. So once you have fixed all of the issues, you will start seeing 1 to 100 Energy Star score. Or let's check the site energy use intensity, for example. So this number makes a lot more sense than the 600 or so kb2 per square foot that we saw in the previous building. This building may still have some issues. And it's marked by exclamation marks. You can always click those and Portfolio Manager will tell you where the issues are. But since Portfolio Manager is calculating these metrics for the current period, let me go to this area here and show it to you. That means whatever errors I have is not in the baseline, nor it is in the current period of performance. In this case, my baseline ends December 31st, 2011, and my current period ends February 28th or 29, depending on the year 2020. You see not available for cost information because I did not include cost information for this dummy building, but I would strongly recommend that you actually do include your cost information to obtain some financial indicators. While I'm here, here's the area where you can set baselines and targets for your properties. For example, if you would like to reach a certain Energy Star score for your wastewater treatment plant or an EUI for your drinking water treatment plant, you can actually set baselines and targets for those, and Portfolio Manager will tell you where you need to be in terms of energy use intensity, or if you included cost information, it will also tell you how much you're going to save. All right, so you got the two steps. We created the property with space attributes, including floor area, design flow rate, BODs, and then we included the influent flow meter. And then the second step, we created the meter and included energy use information for at least 1 year. Those are the two steps that you need to keep in mind. The rest of the information that I told you about how to connect with people or how to create reports, they can come later. Get those two steps, learn those two steps first, and then everything else will follow. Very quickly, I will take another 2-3 minutes to show you the sharing tab. If you would like to share your plant with someone else for, say, travel shooting purposes, then you can actually do that either by clicking the share property here. You select the properties. If you have more than one, you can bulk share those properties. Again, this is going to be the list of your contacts you're connected with. During the initial demo, I showed you Blake, my colleague, for example. Once I'm connected with him, he's going to show up here. But important part is done here. So if you are going to exchange data with a third-party software or a utility company, you need to pick personalized sharing and exchange data and follow the steps. If you're just sharing this for with someone for troubleshooting purposes, or your treatment plant is in a jurisdiction where you have some kind of a benchmarking or building performance mandate, you need to follow their instructions, but they usually ask for read-only access. Once you give full access, then know that the other person you shared your property with can actually change your data, delete it. So you have to be careful with what type of access you provide. And then the last one I would like to show you is the reporting tab at the top. You can download several different reports from Portfolio Manager. Take a look at this area. These are some pre-made graphs and charts for you to look into. I'm not going to go into it to save time, but please click one of these and discover. The performance documents on the right, these are individual property performance materials. So when you download Statement of Energy Performance, for example, you will get one property's energy performance indicators. If you are working with, if you're in a jurisdiction where you have a benchmarking or building performance mandate, and if that jurisdiction is requiring you to submit your data using data requests, they're going to show up under data requests from others. Here, for example, I have one for federal agencies, another one for City of Atlanta, another one for Chula Vista. We usually have these organizations come up with these data request templates. If you would like to create your own reports, I have created several, and Audra actually showed you a link for this water large evaluation report _1. We have 3 versions of it. Once you get the PDF, if you click any of those links, it will take you to your Portfolio Manager login page. And then once you log in, that report is going to show up here. What you can do is either generate a new report. You can modify these reports too by clicking edit this report, or if you have already generated one, you can download it into an Excel spreadsheet for further analysis. For this group, I think one of the useful reports would be data quality or emissions performance or emissions calculator import. The energy performance report here is targeted for commercial buildings, so you will download KB2 per square foot EU-wise. So just be careful. But I would say that if you get those 3 reports that Audra shared during her presentation, those are going to be your best bets. If you would like to create your own, you can just click this create a new template button and then follow the steps there. Very easy. We created these reports by clicking that button originally. With that, I would like to pass the mic back to Audra. And I'll stop sharing. Audra, please go ahead.
Great. Thank you, Kudret. And a reminder to everyone, we are gathering questions that we'll address very soon. So if you have any questions, you can place them in the chat. We do have on this slide and the next several slides, screenshots from the Portfolio Manager program. We've included these in the presentation for your reference so that when you receive the PDF file of the presentation, you'll have them available. It walks through some of the steps that Kudret did so that you can have that on hand. But since we already introduced all those steps, I'm just going to skip them real quickly and move on. I just have a couple of case studies. Whoop, here we go. Yeah, I have some examples of data that I wanted to show you, and then we'll have our question and answer session. And note, we are always looking for different case studies of treatment facilities. So if you believe that you have some information on a good portfolio manager case study, please let us know. You can contact any of us on the final contact slide in your presentation. So this graph here shows data collected by EPA Region 1 through benchmarking. Here you can see that each yellow bar represents a different wastewater treatment plant. The average daily flow in million gallons per day for each plant is shown on the x-axis, and the energy use is shown on the y-axis. The data shows how wastewater treatment plants with very similar daily flow rates can have very different energy usage and cost. So another benchmarking approach that you can do is to just compare your current energy use with your historical data, rather than comparing it with other facilities that may have different treatment processes or energy requirements. Next, I have a couple of wastewater case studies on energy efficiency projects. This slide summarizes the first case study for Burlington, Vermont. The wastewater treatment plant has a design flow of 2 million gallons per day, but routinely treats approximately 1 million gallons per day. And the original aeration system was powered by 3 75 horsepower multi-stage centrifugal blowers. And in 2009, the city replaced one of the blowers with a 50 horsepower K turbo blower and a new luminescent dissolved oxygen probe for automating their control. The project cost was $56,000, and the city received a rebate from the local electric company for $21,000, making the total project cost only $35,000. The new blower has easily met the plant's DO concentration of 2.5 milligrams per liter with no operational problems, and the chief operator reported that the new blower draws between 30 and 70% less energy than the original blower. So the estimated total annual energy savings for them of the new K turbo blower is 250,000 kilowatt hours. And this translated to a cost savings of approximately $34,500 per year based on an average electricity rate of 13 cents per kilowatt hour and a simple payback of 1.6 years, or if you consider the incentive they got, 1 year. The next slide we have is a wastewater case study for the city of Bartlett, Tennessee, which has a 1 million gallon per day wastewater treatment plant average daily flow, with secondary treatment utilizing 2 mechanically aerated oxidation ditches. Each of the aeration basins is equipped with 3 rotor aerators. Prior to the improvements, the oxidation ditch operated by using 1 aeration rotor running continuously and a second one during periods of peak flow, each at full speed. Under a demonstration program funded by the Tennessee Valley Authority, the city implemented optical dissolved oxygen sensor technology integrated with VFD speed control of the oxidation ditch rotor aerator. The DO control set point was set at 1.2 milligrams per liter, and the rotor speed was controlled based on the DO readings in the oxidation ditches relative to the set point. During the demo, 1 rotor in each basin reached full speed for only 20 to 30 minutes each day during the peak flow period. The second rotor was not, and has not ever been, required to maintain the DO set point concentration. So the new DO sensors and VFD controls were installed and commissioned for $13,500. That's in 2007 dollars. After the installation, the first year, energy consumption was reduced by 13%, and peak demand was reduced by 39%. The resulting energy cost savings was $9,176 per year, a 22% savings, and the payback for the project cost was 1.5 years. And my third case study, my last one, is for the Austin Water Utility in Texas, which has 3 drinking water treatment plants. But their Ulrich plant is a 167 million gallons per day capacity conventional lime softening plant, and the utility has a practice of tracking their energy consumption. So, due to tracking, the staff noticed elevated energy use in its raw water pumping, despite a recent pump upgrade. So, after reviewing the issue with operations and staff, they determined that operators had been trying to avoid switching pumps in an effort to save energy spikes associated with the pump start and stop. So, instead, the staff was throttling their pumps to achieve the desired flow rate. While throttling the pumps does avoid a pump change, it's also an inefficient mode in which to run the pump. So when pumps were left throttled for extended periods, the benefits of avoiding a pump switch were ultimately offset by this inefficient operation. So in order to improve energy efficiency, the new procedure they implemented included optimizing the switching of pumps and minimizing the use of throttling as a flow control mechanism. So this one change in their pumping operation reduced the energy use by 5,000 megawatt hours per year, an 8% reduction in their energy consumption, and it correlated to $400,000 in annual energy costs with minimal capital investment because they just had to change their procedures. So the greenhouse gas emissions were reduced by 2,500 metric tons carbon dioxide equivalents per year. This utility's tracking of their energy consumption at the Ulrich plant for more than a decade helped highlight this elevated consumption rate and then led to their operational changes and savings with the pumping. So now that is the end of our presentation. We'll stop recording at this time. And then if you have any questions, we can discuss them now.